Alrighty guys, it's Cortezerino here, and we are ready to begin on part 3 of my Osaka Castle tutorial. Now one thing I will mention, if you got the last world download, if you're using the world downloads, you will need to get the new one, and you can find that in the video description. Okay, so we're going to begin by placing a bunch of black wool and gold blocks, just like we already have on the front and back walls, but now we're going to do that on the two sides. So these will be exactly the same on both sides. You can see I've already filled in that one over there. So we're going to begin with some prismarine blocks. So come along to the corner right here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 prismarine, then 2 gold, 4 black wool, 1 gold, another 4 black wool, and 2 gold. And then we'll come over to this corner and repeat exactly what we just did, but going in the other direction. So once you've done that, you should have a little 7 block gap in between them, and you can just fill that in with prismarine blocks. Okay, so looking from the front of the building, we're going to work on the 2 rooms in the far corners over there. And we're just going to put a wall up here and then throw some lighting in with a little carpet and some end rods. So there's one I've completed earlier. We are going to do this one over here, and these are just mirror images of each other. So you can, I'll show you this one and you can just copy it to the other. So the first thing you want to do, probably easiest to tell from our staircase up to this floor, you're going to turn left. There's going to be the doorway to this room, and we want to put a wall right there. So we're going to look at it from this direction, and we're going to put stone all the way along there, 5 of them, and then 5 right there, and then across the bottom, connecting the 2 lots of stone, we're just going to put stripped acacia wood lying on its side. Then on top of that, we're going to put 4 layers of snow blocks. And once that's done, we're just going to fill up this gap on top of the snow. I'm going to use dirt because later on in the tutorial, I don't want to confuse this with these stone blocks right here. So just use dirt or cobblestone. You're never going to see it. Then come into this room over here, and the first thing we do in that corner, we're just going to put a pillar of stripped acacia right in the corner like that. Now we're going to put a little carpet right here, so we're just going to dig out a 4x4 area, just like so, and we will put jack-o'-lanterns all around the edges so beasties don't spawn in here. You can fill up the middle with stone and then grab grey carpet. We'll put that over the jack-o'-lanterns and some light grey carpet in the middle. Then just turn around, and in this corner we're going to put an acacia fence on each side with an end rod on top, and now your room has enough light. So be sure to do exactly that in both of those far corners. Now right up the front of our building, we're going to put another room right here, and you can see where I've put all those acacia logs all facing straight up. So you might want to pause the video right here and just copy that. Once you've got those in, come up the top here, and you can see we've got this right angle of acacia logs. We're going to mirror that up the top level with these acacia logs. So just put a dirt block in the corner right there, and then run acacia logs on their sides just above where we've got those acacia logs down the bottom, and we will do the exact same thing on this side. And no need to do it above those 2 lots of 3 acacia logs there, because they've already got an acacia log running across the top. So now what we're going to do, on every single one of these acacia logs that is sticking straight up, we are going to put 4 snow blocks until it reaches the acacia log above. Okay, step number 16, we're going to go back to this room up the front that we were just working on, and you can see we've got all our walls up. But what you can also do is where we've got this 3 wide gap, we're just going to make it a 3x3 doorway, so just add an extra 2 snow layers above. Now we're going to put some lighting in, so in front of the door there you can put another carpet in, once again with the jack-o'-lanterns running around so we don't get any beastie spawn. And then in the corners up there we're going to put 2 end rods on fences, and then just in the gaps between these windows just make a little table out of dark oak trapdoors and throw a lantern on each one, and that'll give this room enough light. Okay, so you've seen that doorway right there. We are going to build 4 more of those. So where to find them? If we come out this doorway and look left, there's one right there, and look right, there's another one. So all you have to do is just put an acacia log on each side right there, facing straight up, and then put your snow over the top. And the place to find the other 2, if we come all the way down here to the end of our carpet, and once again, look left, there we're going to put a doorway, and look right, there's the other one. So it's just directly in line with these acacia pillars on each side. And here's a bird's eye view of those doorways, just in case you didn't see them. So we've got our 3 up the front, and then up the back here we've got our other 2. So now we're going to do the lighting in this hallway, just outside of this front room we just worked on. So just outside the doorway, we're going to put end rods on top of fences. Over here, we're also going to add 2 more end rods on fences. And the exact same thing over here. But you'll also need another little table with a lantern on top, just to make sure there's enough light in this area. Okay, so we've done this room up the front and the 2 rooms in the back corners. Now we're going to do the 2 rooms in the front corners, and you can see these are nice and long. And once again, these are mirror images on each side. So come into this long room right here, and right up the front, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put another acacia pillar in this corner. So 5 stripped acacia logs, just like so. And then up the back where we've got this mess right here, we're just going to cover all this up with stripped acacia. So 2 pillars in the corners, and then across the front of the dirt we're going to put a crossbeam. So just repeat that step with the acacia logs on this room as well. Now what we're going to do is grab some stone, and we're going to be looking at all these single stone blocks we've got right up the top here amongst our acacia logs. That's why we were using dirt before, so we're not confusing them with these stone blocks. So there are 4, 8, 16 of them in total. What we're going to do, on top of each one of these stone blocks, we are going to add 2 more stone. Okay, step number 17, and you can see we've got all those 2 tall stone pillars in place. Now we're going to go back to these 2 rooms in the front corners, the really long ones, and just remember they are exactly the same on each side. So the first thing we're going to do is put some lighting in. So up the back wall there, we're going to put 2 end rods on top of fences, and we'll also put another one right there if you want. You don't really need that one, we've got enough light here, but throw it in if you want to. And on the other side of the doorway, we'll pop another one there, and then 2 up the front wall. Then we are going to need a great big carpet, so 4 blocks wide, start just inside this crossbeam in the floor, and you can finish just inside this crossbeam up here. So once again, jack-o'-lanterns underneath. And once you've done that, we are going to do some funny stuff with oak slabs and the acacia stairs, and these are all upside down. So looking from the front of the building here, we're actually going to run it all the way to the back. So come along. To begin with, we're going to put oak slabs like so on each side, then switch to upside down acacia stairs, back to oak slabs, and then in this room right up the back, this is all upside down acacia stairs. And now we're going to put some doors into our 5 doorways that we built earlier. So the idea is you can walk straight through without having to open a door. But once you're on the inside, it looks like a sliding door, and you can just slide that shut. So I've filled in the other 4. I'll show you how to build it on this one. So looking from the hallway, we're going to grab 2 birch trapdoors, put them up the top, and then flick them open. And then from the inside of the room, we're going to place 2 birch doors directly in line with them. Then if you're looking from the outside again, what you want to do is walk through the door, come to your right, and then right on this block, place down a door while you're facing that direction. So it'll be directly against the wall. And above that, just put a trapdoor. So put that in all 5 doorways. Okay, so now we are going to draw our attention to all of our stone pillars right here, and we're just going to connect all of these up, and we're going to begin with white concrete. So not snow blocks, but white concrete. We're going to run a line of them along the bottom, and then a line of stripped acacia across the top. And we're going to do 4 of these lines. So I've put one in sideways to the building, so we're looking from the side here. So that's one line. We'll do another one right here, another one, and another. Just like that. So now that we've got those in on each end, we are going to do the exact same thing between the snow blocks. So we're just going to do one there on the end. We are going to skip this middle one, and then another one right here, and do the exact same thing on the far side over there. So that's how you should be looking right now, with 2 sort of rectangles of these things. So now we are going to do 2 long lines like we did in the beginning, but just on these center 2 rows. Just like that. So we've run that white concrete and acacia all the way up that line and all the way up that line, and that is done. So we've essentially made 7 little boxes. We've got 3 little ones up the front, a big one here in the middle, and then 3 little ones up the back. And what we're going to do inside all 7 of these boxes, right up the top here, we are just going to fill in the roof with oak slabs. Just like that, guys. And now that those slabs are in, you can more easily see the pattern of where we place the white concrete and acacia. Okay, step number 18, and this is a pretty easy step. All we're doing is putting in more ceilings. So we used slabs for those center ceilings, but right up along this front wall, we're using all oak blocks. So this is going to be 1 block higher than the acacia logs right there, and we're just covering up the gaps here. So cover up all 5 of these gaps all the way along the front. And then on each side, we're just going to cover up this middle section with our oak. So cover that up, so not where the acacia stairs are. And the exact same thing over on this wall, just cover up this middle room. Then you're done with the oak planks. We're going to come up the back and do the exact same thing, but with white concrete this time. So do that on these 4 rooms right along the back wall. We're kind of going to do the same thing on this middle room, but we're just going to have it 1 block higher. So on top of this acacia running all the way around this room, just put an extra white concrete block, just like so. So when you're inside the room, you can see it running all the way around on top of our acacia. And then at the next block up, we are going to use our white concrete to put the ceiling on. And the last thing to do up in the roof here is we are going to add some more white concrete above this staircase right here. So what we're going to do is just on top of the acacia each side, we're going to put a sea lantern, and then just skipping 2 blocks, we're going to place another sea lantern. So the same on this side, you can then fill in the gap between them with our white concrete. And then once you've done that, we are just going to grab our stripped acacia logs and run them all the way along the top of our sea lanterns. And that's what it should look like when you are done, guys. Now we're going to do almost the exact same thing over here where this staircase is. So we're going to be doing our sea lanterns, leaving a 2 block gap in between, but you'll only need to place 3 on each side. And we'll just fill in the gap there, and we can stop right there because there's no point putting white concrete there because we're never going to see it. We'll put 2 stone blocks there, and on this side we will fill in our white concrete. Once again, where these stairs are, you're never going to see that, so we'll put in 2 stone blocks, and after that you can forget about the sea lens. We'll just do 3 white concrete. And then go ahead and grab your acacia log and just run it all the way along. So do acacia on both sides, and that's what your staircase should look like when you're done. Okay, step number 19, and we're going to begin with a little bit more ceiling work. So first of all, we'll come over to the top of our stairs right here that are coming up to the next level, and grabbing stripped spruce logs, we're just going to put 5 lines of 3, just like that, just against the top stair. Then you can come over to here where we've got our other staircase, grab your oak slabs, and we're just going to fill in this rectangle with slabs at that level. Okay, so next I want you to grab some prismarine blocks, and we're going to come along to the side wall, and this will be exactly the same on the opposite side as it is on this one. Just don't do this on the front and back walls. So come along to the top corner right here. We're going to add 4 prismarine blocks in a row, and from the back corner we will do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then come along to the center of the ceiling, and you can see we've got these 7 prismarine blocks right here. We're just going to repeat that behind them with another 7 prismarine, so copy that to the other side as well. And the last thing to do for this step is to build these 2 little iron bar windows on each side of our building. So I've done the 2 on that side, we will do the 2 on the opposite side, and they go directly above these last 2 holes we have in the roof. So we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4 of these in total, and they're exactly the same on all sides. So first of all, looking from the outside of the building here, just on top of those upside down acacia stairs, we're going to put 5 of these quartz columns. Then on each side of that, we're going to go 2 stone blocks. So looking from the outside again, we're going to make 2 windows right here with iron bars, and they're 2 blocks tall. And then on top, we're going to run a line of these, line of these quartz pillars, just making sure you've got all the lines facing in the same direction. And on each side, we're going to go 2 columns and then 1. Same on this side, 2 columns, then 1. Now grab some stone blocks, and just in here you can see we've got our 2 stone pillars. We're going to put another 2 right there. And then in this gap, we're going to grab our white concrete, put 5 of them above the upside down stairs, with our acacia log running across the top, and then we're going to do the same right here. White concrete and acacia log, and another one over here, so white concrete and acacia log. So that's how you should be looking from the inside. Now we just have to put a little ceiling on it. So we're going to grab some stripped spruce logs, and on top of the acacia here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 spruce there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And then starting from the back, we're just going to run a line of them connecting. We're going to do that 2 more times. So we're leaving a little gap here right where the windows are. And then we're going to grab some snow blocks, and just against the top line of these quartz, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's how it should look. So go ahead and build 4 of those. And then finally, for step number 19, I want you to run around with stone blocks or any filler block and just fill in all these gaps here up to the same level as our black wool. So just run all the way around the entire building, filling in all those gaps. There's a little 2-block gap there. There's gaps around that oak roof, and then there are gaps in between all of this white concrete. Okay, step number 20. This is what your roof should be looking like now, with all those gaps filled in with stone. So now I want you to come along to each side wall where our little windows are. I'll show you this side and you can copy it to the other. So right in the middle of these windows, just starting behind these 2 prismarine blocks, we're just going to run a line of black wool in between the windows. And for the block right behind this quartz pillar, we're not going to see that, so you can put a stone block on each side. So just like that, and then on each side of the windows, come along here, put a stone block behind that pillar, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of wool, then turn the corner and put an extra one there, and do that on this side as well. Stone, 1, 2, 3, 4 black wool, and then one round the corner. So I've done that on both of our side walls now. Then what we're going to do is right where we've turned this corner, we're just going to run, a single line of stone all the way across the building, connecting both of these. So do this at the front of the building and then do it also at the back. And then when you do that line of stone in the back wall, you'll run straight into this higher bit of white concrete ceiling. So just skip straight past it. So once you've done that, in all of these gaps here, we are going to break out the stone again and just fill in a single level of stone all the way up to the height of our acacia log. So you're going to do it here, in this gap here. You'll have 2 gaps on the sides and then a great big gap up the front. So just fill all that in with stone. Okay, step number 21, and this is what your build should be looking like once all that stone is filled in. So next I want you to come along to the gaps between our windows at the top, and we're just going to add a second layer of black wool on top of that black wool layer we've already got, and do the same on the opposite side. And then at the front and the back, and this will be exactly the same on both sides here, we're going to put 1 black wool in the corner on top of that, and then 4 out in each direction. So 4 that way and 4 that way. So go ahead and do that in each of these corners. And once you've done that, we are just going to complete this square of black wool, but we'll do it with stone from here on in. So we're just going to run this stone at the back wall all the way along until we connect to there. And we will do the same up the front, but this time we are not filling in the area on the inside with stone. We are putting in our floor for the next level with our stripped spruce logs. So I'll just grab one of them. So we're going to do the same sort of thing as we've done in on the previous floor. We're going to put in some cross beams, and we're going to put in 4 of these. And you can already see where they're starting right at these windows here. So that's 1 cross beam, that's another, and then there are 2 over here. So just run these stripped spruce logs all the way to the other side. And once you've got those 4 cross beams in, we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of the floor. Just doing that with our stripped spruce logs, going in the other direction from our cross beams. And so we're going to fill in this entire space inside of this black wool and stone square. All, of course, except for right above our staircase. You still want to be able to get up, so we're going to run the spruce on each side here, but not over the top of our stairs. Okay, step number 22, and we've got our stripped spruce wood floor all filled in. And next what we're going to do is build these big triangles out of quartz and gold blocks. So we're building 1 at the front of the building and 1 at the back, and I've already done part of the one at the front here. I'll do the other side over here. It's exactly the same on both sides. So we're going to start with smooth quartz blocks, and right where we've got this little upshoot of gold here, we're going to go 1, 2 smooth quartz, and then a smooth quartz slab against the top half of that. Now we're going to do exactly that 2 more times. So starting on top of the slab, 2 blocks, slab, 2 blocks, slab. Now we're going to switch to blocks and stairs, and we're going to do 5 of these. So starting on top of the slab, block, upside down stair, and that's the smooth quartz stair. So it's 1, we'll do that a second time, 3, 4, and 5. Now I want you to grab some item frames, and starting on that block at the top, we're going to go item frame there, skip that one, item frame, skip that one, item frame, and we will put sunflowers in those. Okay, so continuing with our smooth quartz blocks, we're going to put 1, 2 right there, and 2 right there. On the ends, we're going to put gold blocks, and then a chiseled quartz block in the middle, and come underneath and we'll put another chiseled quartz under that. Now grab your stairs, and you'll notice I've switched stairs now. I'm using quartz ones. These are different to the smooth quartz ones. You can kind of see the borders on these ones here. So we're going to put an upside down stair on each side of that chiseled quartz, and then an upside down stair right there at the bottom. So looking from the outside when you place it. Now you can grab your gold blocks again. We're going to put 1, 2, 3. Back to smooth quartz, we'll put 2 in the middle. Then gold blocks again, 3 right on top. And a last one right there. Okay, so come around to your side walls and we're going to put a little triangular roof above our windows. So I've already built 3 of them. We'll build the 4th one here together, and you can see I've already done this side right here. But it's exactly the same on this side, so I'll show you this one and you can copy it. But the very first thing you want to do is just on top of our quartz, we're going to put a stone block right in the middle with a stone block on each side and 1 on top. So put those 4 stone in first, and then you can come down to the side here and grab some prismarine slabs. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, all in a line like that. Now we're going to go 2 prismarine blocks, 1, 2, with a slab against the top half of that. So you see we're coming up on an angle. Now we're going to do 4 lines of stairs, just like so. So 1, 2, make sure to mix in the different kinds of prismarine, 3 and 4, and you should be looking like that. Now grab a prismarine slab, we'll place one right there against the top half of those front stairs, and just behind the slab we will put a gold block. Then on top of the slab, another gold block, and behind that we'll put 2 nether brick blocks. And once that's done, come back down here and we're going to put a chiseled quartz against that stone right in the middle, and then a smooth quartz slab underneath. On each side we're going to put smooth quartz blocks, and then smooth quartz stairs. We're going to do 3 on each side, all upside down. So 3 there, and 1, 2, 3 right there. So just repeat that on all 4 windows. Alright guys, we are going to leave it right here for today. I say right here, I don't know where that is. I'm actually recording this outro in advance. I'll edit the video, and wherever we end up at about the half-hour mark, that's where we will finish. So until next time guys, I'll see you later.